Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. As I adjust my camera, I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on, but this is still your person. You still love them, you still want to be with them, you want to figure out the way to move forward. And I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can do that. Do not feel like everything is hopeless and all is lost. If this is the person that you love and you want to forgive, it is possible to forgive. It is possible to get past it. It is possible to have a brand new, healthy, happy relationship that nobody else could have ever dreamed of. So I want you sit back and relax and come talk to me for a little bit about healing and reconciling after infidelity. All right. So first things first. Oh, I always want you to know that what you're dealing with when you are dealing with this is a trauma, all right? It is not just a regular event that has happened to you in your life. You are dealing with trauma, and there are certain things that go along with trauma that if you know how to deal with them, you will be able to get yourself together, regulate out of all this devastation that you've been in, and come to a place where you feel like, okay, I can start to make decent steps forward in our healing process together. That is what the whole thing is. You've got to heal a little bit first. That is the first thing that's got to happen. You will not be able to heal with him until you start to heal some of this trauma inside yourself and start to move forward from it. All right. So, the easiest way to start that, the first thing that I'm always going to tell you every single time we get together, is I want you to start doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you have not been doing that, you are doing yourself a disservice. I am telling you, it is one of the simplest, easiest ways to start to regulate your body and your brain after this trauma has happened. There are certain things that happen inside your body that are completely natural, but they are the same in every person. So if we can start to battle those things that we know are happening, we are going to be able to get to an easier, healthier place if we can just stop those reactions in their tracks. So the very first thing that you need to know is doing your deep breathing changes the way that your brain and your body are working. Hey there, Monica. I see you over there on YouTube. Hey, girl. It is important for you to be doing your deep breathing because that sends the message to your brain that wait, I'm not in fight or flight. I am not in any danger. Nothing is happening to me right now. Yes, something did happen in the past. It was a bad thing that happened to me and I was hurting, but it is not happening right now. And I don't need to continue to carry with me the fear reaction of something terrible. All right. We don't need to keep on going with that. So, what we're going to do is do our deep breathing, and that is going to help us to tell our brains that we are all right, we are safe, there is nothing to fear here, we're okay. All right. Tammy said it's illegal to be this beautiful. I need to call the police on you. Your name is Ariel. Hi there, Ariel. I am glad that you're with me. I want you to come on in. See this glow on my face? It's because I got to keep the person that I loved. Even though people were telling me that I was super wrong, that I shouldn't do that, that, oh, you're acting like a doormat. All of those things that they said them all, but I couldn't internalize them because I loved this person. And I wanted to work things out with this person. And I was determined that no matter what other people said, I was gonna get my person, and I did. So that's what this glow is. It's I am in love and I have overcome a ton with the person that I love, and it was all worth it. He has proven to me that I was right. I was right the whole time. Everybody that was telling me the wrong things, everybody that was telling me that I was stupid, that I was naive, that I was this, that, and the third, they were all incorrect. I was right the whole time. All right. All right. Monica, you asking me if I love God? Sure, absolutely. But that doesn't have anything to do with this conversation, though. All right. All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing. What we're going to do is we're going to do 478 breathing. Now, you do not have to do this particular one. You can do any kind of breathing technique you want as long as you're doing it. And I want you to be doing it consistently. So, 5 times in a row, and then 5 times a day. Okay, set an alarm in your phone. It'll take about a minute to do your deep breathing. If you do it 5 times in a row, it's about a minute. You can take 5 minutes for yourself during the day. You can do that. That is okay for you to take that little bit of self care because it again resets your brain and tells your brain that you are not in fight or flight right now. You are awake and aware, and you don't see anything that is harming you, and you can slowly inhale and slowly blow out all that excess carbon dioxide, and you are feeling okay. You will convince your body and your brain because you are making it act like it's okay. Okay, so we're going to do our deep breathing. What we do is 478 breathing. Now, what you're going to do is blow out. Then you're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then we're going to blow out like we're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. All right. And when we do this, we're going to do this together. We're going to do it about 3 times together just for the sake of time. But I want you to focus on how your body feels when you let yourself exhale, when you take full deep breaths and fill up your lungs. Let me know how you're feeling. Okay. All right, so follow along with me. Do your deep breathing with me. All right, first things first, we're going to blow out. Make the noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Hello over there on YouTube. I see you, AJ. Hi. I do think that when you do the deep breathing and you're consistent about it, you will start to feel differently inside your body. When you are doing the deep breathing, it is the opposite of the breathing that you do when you are freaking out, when you are having triggers, when you are stressed out, when you are anxious, when you're angry. Your breath comes in sips instead of full inhales, and then you don't exhale as well as you could, and so then carbon dioxide builds up in your blood. This is trauma, so that means that this is a physical thing happening inside your body. You are not tripping. This is real. It is a real thing happening to your body, and if you do things to affect how your body feels, it's going to start to change how your mind is working. Okay, so that's the very first thing. Do your deep breathing 5 times a day. If you can do your deep breathing, put it in the comments. If you're here on the replay and you just did your deep breathing with me, put hashtag replay in the comments and let me know how it feels when you're doing your deep breathing. Okay. Next thing that I'm always going to talk to you about every time we get together, I'm going to remind you to do your journaling. That is another thing that is going to help you with trauma. It is going to help you to sit down, take those thoughts that are scratching around inside of your head, dying to be let out, and putting them down on paper. This action, just the action of, I hear the thought. Okay, yes, it's a pretty negative thought. It's a bad question. It's something that I'm worried about. It's something that I'm fearful of. But I'm going to put it down on paper. I'm going to put it down in the special book. And when you put it down in the special book, that tells your brain that something has been done about this thought. You have put it somewhere where it is permanent. It is in here in the world with you. You can open that book at any given time and read that thought. So your brain says, oh, finally, she's paying attention, and it lets go of the thought. That's what we need, right? Don't you need to let go of the thought? At this point, wouldn't it be much better if you could walk around free of the thought? This is a way to get rid of the thoughts. First thing in the morning, and then before you go to bed, start off journaling just those times. That's the time. First thing in the morning is when you can determine how your day goes. Because when you first wake up, you don't remember that things are going badly for a couple of seconds. For a couple of seconds, you're okay. Okay. Whatever comes to mind, that instant that all of it comes flooding back, okay, write that down. Those are the things that trouble you the most, the things that you have been wrestling with the most. Put those down first thing in the morning and then tell your brain, hey, look, these are down on paper. We can address this later, but I got to go to work. So it's here, it's in the journal. We don't need to keep on rehashing this all day long. And then you can anticipate, okay, if I do start to think about this, how can I handle that trigger? What can I do that will make me feel better in the moment so I can get back to my life and what I need to be doing in the moment? All right. The more you live in your normal life and things are going well, the less influence those terrible thoughts have over your mind. So if you are living your life and things aren't going terribly every single day, you're going to work, you're handling your regular responsibilities, things are actually okay. That further and further convinces your brain that the trauma is not happening right now. It's okay. All right. So I need you to be working on that. That is a good way to stop the trauma from continuing the spiral and taking you with it, but you have to practice it. It has to be a daily thing. And then add in whenever you're triggered, whenever bad thoughts start to come to your brain, when a question won't leave you alone. Write it down, put it down in your journal and write about it so that the thought will leave you alone for a bit. Okay. All right. Third thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, girl, I need you to remember to practice gratitude. I need you to make it a practice. I need you to make this something you do every single day. What you're doing when you do that is counteracting the natural response of trauma to think that everything is awful. That is what your brain does. It's automatic, it's not something that you can help. But if you practice gratitude, you are intentionally turning your brain from, oh, all negative all the time station to, hey, look, what a wonderful world station some of the time. Okay. You are battling against those terrible thoughts getting their claws into your brain and getting stuck there. We've got to consistently be thinking about things that we are so, so grateful for. We are glad that they exist in the world. We are excited about them, whatever the thing is. It doesn't matter what it is. And it can be little things, but try and pile on a whole bunch of little things. As you are doing that practice of being grateful for things, then your brain will kick in and be like, hey, look, this is another thing that maybe you should be grateful for. This is a good thing in your life. It will start to recognize things as good things instead of always trying to show you the bad things. Wouldn't it be better if your brain would stop going all off about how everything is terrible all the time? Wouldn't that feel better? That's a way to do it, being grateful. I am grateful this week. I am grateful this Thursday that next Thursday, this time, I will be finished moving. We are moving right now. Things are all up in the air right now. And we are packing and we are getting ready for this move on Monday. Oh, I am so grateful that in 1 week from now, and I won't be here next week either because I'll be recovering. But next week, by next Thursday, when we should be talking, I will be resting, getting myself together to go to work on Friday because I will have moved all week and it'll be all done and we'll be in our new place. Feeling good, looking good. All right. So tell me in the comments. I always do Thirsty Thursdays. I want you to tell me what you are grateful for in the comments. Let me know. Put the things that every day, just like, I'm so glad that is a thing in my life. I'm so glad that exists in this world. I'm so glad that I could be witness to this thing. Whatever it is, concentrate on those things and put them in your journal. Put them in, like, make it be like the back sheets of your journal. Just start from the very back and start numbering and start seeing how many you can come up with in a day and how many you can come up with in a week. And then reread them every week. Go back and look, and you're going to remember the things that were great during your week if you go back and review. So I want you to have that as a daily practice, something you're doing so often that it starts to be easy for your brain to just hand you things. When you hold on to a thought, for a good thought for 17 seconds, your brain will offer you another good thought. So if you are grateful and you hold on to that thought and then you just hang on for a little bit longer, your brain will try and give you another matching thought. Imani, hi over there. Glad to see you on YouTube. Hey, girl. All right. So that's the next thing. Gratitude practice. Okay. Work on that. That needs to be a daily thing. It's the best way to stop those terrible thoughts from going through your brain. All right. And the last thing we're going to talk about before I move on is you need to stop asking them all those questions. I know you don't want to. I know that everybody tells you that you should just ask all the questions that are on your heart after this infidelity, and it does not matter how he feels about it. He should just answer the questions, and he should just continuously be groveling to you and telling you exactly what you want to hear. I understand the sentiment. Okay. I understand. I even understand the little bit of punishment that goes along with that. That's saying, well, I want to keep talking about it. I don't care if you don't like talking about it. I want to hear all the details. I want to hear all this information. I understand where that comes from. However, I am telling you, that is a trauma response. We cannot continue to go on with the trauma responses if we want to heal from infidelity. That's how it works. I'm sorry. I know it is terrible, terrible, terrible that you can't ask the questions that you want to ask. However, if you stop asking the questions, if you resist that urge, because it's an urge, right? It's an itch inside your brain. If you resist and you don't do that, you are going to heal faster. Okay. I understand if you want to do it, and if you want to keep doing it and prove it, try and prove me wrong, you can feel free, but it's not going to work. Okay. It's going to just make you miserable. The reason being, when you are going through trauma, your brain wants to collect information about the trauma. So, in this way, since he is a person and he's the one that caused the trauma, you can just ask him questions. You can question him. You can put the hot lights on him, and you can keep on asking questions until the day you die. You can ask questions. You could come up with a question every single solitary day if you really were motivated to do so. Your brain will not stop asking questions. It will never cease. It will never run out. All right. Your brain will come up with a question every single day. And if it's a question it asked before, it's like, well, so what? I'm comparing that to the other answers. All right. You can continue on that path as long as you want to. But what happens is your brain is storing that information as ammunition against them. So the harder you try to work together, to link back together, to love one another after this infidelity, the more those answers to those questions are going to pop to the front of your brain and say, but he's not worthy of it because remember what he said. And this was what he said about that particular thing that he did. Your brain's working against you. That's what it's doing. It is trying to collect a lot of information so that you will feel negatively towards him because you have all this negative information. There is no answer to the questions that he's going to give that's going to make you feel positive. That's never happened. Okay. There is no answer he's going to give that's going to make you feel positive about what the answer is. All the questions that your brain is lining up are questions to accuse him, to say that he is the perpetrator, he is the reason why you are in so much pain, and these are the reasons why you shouldn't be around him. So the more you ask the questions, the worse you're going to feel. And it's going to be harder and harder to reconnect because you keep on digging into that wound. All right. I've been a nurse 26 years this year. If you keep on digging your grubby little fingers in a wound, it's not going to heal. That's what you're doing, asking the questions over and over and over and over again, asking the same one, asking it different ways. It is taking your fingers and digging it down in the wound. Your fingers are dirty and they're just digging down in the wound, and you're going to make it infected. You are not going to let it heal. Wounds need covering, they need a little bit of antibiotics, they need some rest. They do not need your fingers poking all in them. And that's what the questions are. Now, I am saying to you, I understand that you want to ask the questions. I am saying to you that everybody tells you that you should be able to ask the questions. I know that's what you want and that your brain is itching to do it. I get that. So instead of the questions that you want to ask, I'll give you something more positive. The and, THEAND, the and, from the good people at the Skin Deep. These are questions. This is the healing edition. This one is just questions about reconnecting. Just questions about reconnecting. Now, okay, some of them might bring to mind the affair. Some of them may do that, but the questions themselves are not designed specifically about cheating. They are designed to reconnect the two of you, to get you to ask questions of each other, to make you think, to make you open up your hearts and reconnect. Okay, so this is an excellent game. It's like 199 questions. Every time I have been going through this deck for like the last 3 years with y'all, and I haven't run out of questions yet. I have not hit all of them just yet. Every now and again, I'll come upon one and be like, oh, I haven't seen this one yet. It is an excellent game to play. You only need about 3 cards between you. Deal out about 3. That's a good hour-long conversation. Okay, it's a good long conversation between the two of you if you get the game. I think it's about $30 on Amazon right now. Put in the and in the search, it'll pop right up. All right. So one question this says is, what could we achieve together that we can't alone? Oh, good one. That reminds you about why you're together. Why is this person important to me? What did I want to accomplish? And where do I want to get to with this person? It's an excellent one. I like that one. What could we achieve together that we can't alone? This one says, when was the last time you really felt connected to me? Wouldn't you like to know that? And what if it has been a very long time? What do you do about that? What do you do about that? If it has been a long, long time since he has felt connected, do you attack about that or do you work on being closer because of that? If you don't have the answer to the question, you don't even know which direction you need to be headed in. So ask the question, see when was the last time he felt really connected to you, and see if we can work on that connection a little bit more, right? And a third one says, where would you like to see our relationship 5 years from now? You got to do those 5 year visions, okay? Because, I'm coming to like the end of a 5 year cycle at this point. I'm like, I'm looking forward to like the next 5 years. Life is changing, things are going differently than they were before, which is the hallmark of life. So, I am planning forward right now. That's where we're at right now, getting ready to move to a new place. My elderly aunt is moving in with us, a whole new phase of life. The next 5 years are going to be interesting. The next 5 years are going to be something brand new that we have never experienced together before. So think about that. Be thinking about what you want your life to look like with your honey in another 5 years, in another 10 years. What's it going to be like? What things will you be dealing with in that place that you won't be dealing with now? Things that you're going to be dealing with then that are completely different from the life that you're living now. Got to visualize, got to think about it a little bit. All right. All right. So let me make sure no questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. If you have any, please let me know. Put them in the comments. I will answer your questions. All right. Let me look over here. We're over here on the Love After Cheating page. Hi, y'all. Hey, group. It's like 6,000 women strong. Look, if you need a place where other women are coming and healing and working on their stuff, but they're not leaving, all right? You need to come over to my Love After Cheating group, okay? And then please follow me. Make sure you go over to my Love Coach Dasha page on Facebook. Follow me. Give me some likes. Give me some love, all right? And of course, YouTube. We are live on YouTube right now. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You want to hear from me, okay? If you are going through the pain of infidelity, of trying so hard to reconnect and light that fire again for the love that you two have, I am the person that you need to be listening to. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? All right. So, next, let's see what else we got here. All right. So, we are talking a little bit today about the mental aspect. Again, this is a trauma. Mental goes with physical, okay? Your brain is inside this body, all right? Mental stuff is a physical reaction. We are going to ask ourselves why we keep thinking about the affair, and then how to stop that spiral, how to stop that from happening all the time, all right? So if your brain keeps replaying the affair, tonight's for you. This is the one. This is the one that you want to hear about. You are not overthinking. That is not what is happening. Your brain is trying to protect you. Isn't that a wonderful thing to know that even in the worst pain you've ever been in, your body and your brain are actually still trying to take care of you, trying to make sure that you're okay? I am grateful. Again, gratitude is a thing. I am very grateful for that reaction inside of our bodies and our brains. It will try so hard to protect us, to try and make us see everything from every point of view, to give us some clues and some clarity to be able to make sure that we're not hurt again. It is beautiful. It is a wonderful thing. It is something that we're all graced with. And it's the same in everybody. And that's why everybody has the overthinking, sitting there thinking the same thoughts over and over and over again, troubling you, keeping you up at night. There is a reason for that, and that is the trauma. The trauma effects on your body and your brain wants you to keep remembering what happened that was bad so that it will not happen again, okay? Your brain is trying to do one of three things: solve it, prevent it, understand it. Nothing more than that. It is not trying to heal you, okay? That is not what your brain is trying to do. It is problem focused. It is not concerned about you and your healing and feeling better and being all in love. It is not concerned with that. It wants to solve this problem. It wants to prevent this problem from happening again. It wants to understand what happened that made this problem happen in the first place so they can solve it and make it so it never happens again, okay? You're going to get stuck in that loop. Most women, if you have been cheated on, you are going to get stuck in that loop. It is one of those things that happen because your brain is designed to do those things, to solve the puzzle, to prevent the pain, to understand what happened. It can get stuck. It can get stuck in that loop. Your brain thinks that thinking more will create safety, and it usually just creates more pain. That is what normally happens. You are thinking and ruminating and going over all the details of those questions that I told you need to stop asking. Stop asking him all those questions, because all it's doing is feeding the overthinking. People think that if they get the answers to their questions, that their brain will stop doing the overthinking, stop asking the same question over and over again. It will not. I tried it myself. I asked all the questions. My brain never, ever stopped asking the questions until I chose not to ask the questions, until I decided on it, until I was like, you know what? This is enough. I am not feeling any better from this. Every time I ask him questions, it's not the right answer. It's not anything that I want to hear. It's not good. Even if he's totally honest with me, and I know that he's totally honest with me, I'm not happy about it. So I need to stop. I need to stop. There needs to come a point where you're just like, okay, I have inflicted enough pain upon myself. This is already a painful thing that has happened to you. You don't need to keep on piling on the pain by asking all the questions and ruminating about all the answers. If you stop with the questioning, a lot of the time, a lot of that negative thoughts and questions will stop along with it. You are interrupting the the pattern when you do that. Now you can make it worse. You can every day, all day, and twice on Sundays. You can make it worse. You can make it so that you don't do anything but think about this. Replaying all the details, right? You want to ask the details and then you get stuck in the details and you keep replaying them in your head like you could somehow picture and actually be there in the moment to give you some kind of clarity. That is just obsessing. It is just obsessing over it, going over every single detail over and over again. It is obsession. It is not any type of clarity. There has never been a person who was obsessed who was clear, okay? Who was feeling clear and having clarity and feeling good about themselves. That has never happened. We are not obsessive and healthy at the same time. Asking those same questions over and over again, especially if you know you've asked this question before and he's like, I answered you on that before. Well, you need to answer me anyway. No, stop. You have to stop that. You have to resist the urge because, again, it is a trauma response. It is being written in your brain that if, okay, I need to ask him this question. If he doesn't answer my question, then that means that whatever I thought with the question, because usually it's an insecurity that comes out with the question. It's like, I thought I wasn't good enough. That will play out in your head and say, well, obviously I'm not good enough since he won't answer my question, and it'll make you believe that negative thought that you were thinking with the question. Okay. You got to stop asking the questions. It's the easiest way to go about it, to interrupt that loop that has formed in your brain from the trauma. And if you keep interrupting the loop, keep every time it's like, no, I will not ask that question, your brain stops doing it. But it takes practice. It takes you being strong about it and consistent and saying, no, I will not ask this question. I will not sit here and keep on asking them questions. I can put this question in my journal. I'm going to put this question down. I don't need this answer. It's not going to help me to heal in any way, shape, or form. It is not going to fix me magically that this particular question is going to somehow make me all healed. That's just wishful thinking. That's not real. If there was one question that could have helped you heal, you would have found it already. You would have found it already. You would have gotten the answer to it. It would have healed you. Everything would have miraculously been all right because you've been asking a lot of questions. Okay, you have been asking plenty of them. So if there was a question that was going to heal you, you have already asked it. It did not work. Okay. Trying to figure it out. Oh, the whys. The why did he do this? More than likely, okay, we have talked about the why, evaluating the why before. More than likely, it's because hurt people hurt people. Okay. There was something about this situation that brought up something of pain in him, and he thought the best, most productive idea while he was in that pain would be to cheat on the mate that he has right now. That's how bad, whatever it was, it made him think a terrible idea was a good idea. That's the why. Every single time, there is no other answer. That is what it is. He was feeling some kind of way. He was feeling probably bad about himself in some way, shape, or form, sick, sad, or stupid, some mental or physical illness, some grief that he and loss that he was dealing with, or some stupid thing that he has been told about what men and women are supposed to be doing, what relationships are supposed to be like. All of those things cause a massive amount of pain, and then you do something dumb because you've been given wrong information. You're in pain. All right. That is what it is. You don't have to keep on trying to figure it out. It is a very simple thing. You probably know what the triggers were that caused him to do this in the first place. You probably know pretty clearly what was happening in his life. Women come to me and like, well, yeah, he did, lose his mom. Yeah, his dad came up with a new kid. All of a sudden his dad has this other kid that he never knew about. All sorts of weird things happen that cause you pain, that cause you to break in ways that cause you to break other people. That is what we're trying to do here. You've been broken by his brokenness. That doesn't mean you have to stay broken. That means we got to fix you quick so you don't keep breaking him and he doesn't keep breaking you and you don't keep on going in this terrible, never ending cycle of hurt people, hurt people. Okay? We've got to stop the process. We got to stop trying to figure out beyond the fact that people do things to hurt the people they love because they are hurting. There you go. That's the answer. Okay? Figured it out. We figured it out. All right? Done. Okay? And then imagining the scenarios. Imagining arguments in your head. If you catch yourself doing that, stop it. All right? Imagining the two of them together. We need to clear our brains of that. You need to go to a song that you like and put that song and the imagery that you get for that song. It's even better when you watch a video. Get that imagery for the song in your head instead of the imagery of the two of them together. Something that you enjoy, something that makes you feel good. Play the song, think about what the lyrics are, or the upbeat thing or whatever it is that makes you feel good about that song, and picture that instead of picturing them. um, there are some people who are not capable of imagining things with their mind's eye. I do wonder, I have not run into anybody yet, but if you are one of those people who cannot imagine things, who is aphantasia, if you can't imagine things in your head, what is it like if you get cheated on? Let me know in the comments. If you have a answer to that question, I would love to know. I have not met anybody who was suffering from that, who has been cheated on. Um, Most women that I encounter do have the images of the two of them together in their head, whether it is like full out scenes or just broken up, like remember in Demolition Man when they were having sex with the headsets? It was just flashes of what was going on. Whether it's one or the other, you have these thoughts and you can see it in your mind's eye. It's like a movie playing out. But let me know if you have aphantasia, how does that play out for you? Or do you just think about it? Let me know. All right. So the more that you chase the clarity through pain, the more your brain is going to stay stuck. All right. You are doing something that the pain is telling you to do. The pain is saying, ask the questions, think about it, go over what has happened, figure this out. If you keep doing what the pain tells you to do, you will just prolong the pain. There is no other path. If you are on the path of pain, that is where it leads. You have to get off of that path, hop right on off of that path, and get on the path of healing. And if you have not gotten my healing path, how to heal and reconcile after infidelity, the steps of the dreams formula, will you please put path in the comments and get that for yourself? Read through that. That is the healing path. The things that you can do. It's 6 steps that you can do, and most of it you can do pretty much on your own until like the last couple of steps. Most of it you can do by yourself, and it will put you on the healing path, start to change the way that your brain is acting after this trauma, and move you forward. So please put path, PATH, in the comments if you would like a copy of the dreams formula to how to heal and reconcile after infidelity. Okay. All right. So, what actually helps you? First of all, getting my guide. Okay, I'm giving you solid instruction about where the healing path is, what the things are that you can do to get on the healing path and to stay on that path. Okay, but interrupting the loop, like I said, about listening to music that makes you feel good, that gives you good positive images in your head, makes you think good things. Put that into your brain. Go ahead and put your earbuds in and focus on that. Interrupt the thought of the two of them kissing and making out and whatnot. Let that go and focus on the music. Let it carry you away, okay? Let it get you out of that nightmare that you're in and back into more stable ground, something more joyful. Grounding your body, okay? This is a nervous system thing that is happening to you. You have been traumatized. Your nervous system is overacting, okay? If we can ground ourselves, we can get ourselves focused on, okay, the here and the now. Doing your deep breathing helps you become focused on the here and the now. The breath coming into your body, the breath flowing back out of your body. You can only think about that thought, about that breath in that moment, focusing on it, following it through your body. Grounding, another grounding exercise is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. If you do that grounding exercise, pulling yourself into your senses, into your sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, pull yourself into that. You can't drift off and be thinking those terrible thoughts when you are pulling yourself into the physical sensations of your body. It brings you back to the here and now, helps you to ground. Redirecting your attention, focus on something that you need to be doing. Okay. A lot of the time you get focused on what he has been doing, and it is interrupting you from doing something you're supposed to be doing. It happens a lot. Okay. I need you to really focus on this one too, because it will give you something to do besides think about how terrible you feel. There is something that you have been procrastinating on. There is something that you could do right this minute and it will start to change your life, but you're not doing it because you're hurting. You're not doing the thing that you know you should be doing because I am distracted by this pain. And you don't intentionally do it, but there is a little intention to it. There is a little bit of intention to it. Your brain is like, well, I can put that off for right now. That's a big scary thing that I need to kind of handle, but I'm mad at him right now, so I'm going to focus on that. You need to turn your attention to you. That is what you need to do. You need to turn your attention to you. What can I do? What do I need to be doing right this minute that is going to provide for my life to be better next week, next month, next year? What am I not doing, thinking so hard about this affair, that I'm procrastinating on, that I need to get started on? If you get started on the project, you find yourself again. You are like, oh, here I am. Oh, I was supposed to be doing this the whole time. In the grand scheme of things, this thing that I am supposed to be doing is more important than, okay, I suffered a little pain, a little bit of trauma. Everybody suffers pain and trauma. That is normal. That's going to be one of those things that happens to every human being. Okay, if I focus just on that, I'm not going to get done what I'm supposed to be doing here. Um, if you put your focus on your purpose, the thing that you are supposed to be doing, that light will come back to you. That light that you had when you were all in love, you will have that light without just the in love part. It will just be shining through you. And that right there is why he fell for you in the first place. And that right there is going to be why he doesn't cheat again, because he wants that light. There was a reason he was with you. It was the light that was in you. And if you start shining that light again, starting to let that come through the darkness, he is not going to be able to resist trying to keep that light on. He is not going to try and turn it off again. He has lived in the darkness before. He does not want to continue to do that. So if you find that light, you are giving him real good reason not to mess it up again. Okay. And then, more structured processing, like doing your journaling, okay? Doing your grounding exercises, doing your deep breathing, things that counteract the anxious, upset, triggered, traumatized feelings. If you do the exact opposite of what they are telling you, you will be on the healing path, okay? The more you're going to chase that clarity, the more you're going to stay stuck. If you are chasing that clarity through the pain, you're going to stay stuck in the pain. If you chase clarity through doing what you need to do, all right, coming to a place of healing, you are going to be healed. Healing doesn't come from thinking more, it comes from feeling safer. And if you are interrupting your own thoughts, if you are taking back control of the controls from your autopilot brain, you are in control. You can heal exactly the way you choose to heal, and nothing can stop you. Okay. Um, all in all, if you keep thinking about it, that doesn't mean that you're broken. If it has been stuck in your head, if you're still dreaming about it, it only means that your brain hasn't learned how to feel safe again. But you can provide that safety for yourself. You are not in any way broken. You just haven't learned how to do safety. Okay. So if you are struggling with that, if you are struggling with safety, if you're struggling about where you actually are on this path, DM me, talk. All right. I will talk to you about it. I will help you with whatever is going on right this minute. I will text with you about what your brain is fearing, what it is stressing about, and how it can feel more safe. Just send me a message, okay? Talk in the comments or DM me, talk, and we can chat. All right. All right. So, yeah, if your mind keeps playing and replaying the betrayal, you're not by yourself. And in the comments, if you're catching this on a replay, catching it now, put down a thumbs up if you have been stuck ruminating and you couldn't get out of the thoughts. Because I bet you anything, it's other women out here who feel the exact same way, um, who have been just stuck in the thoughts and feeling like they're the only ones that that's happening to, and you're not. Okay. It is a common thing. This trauma is something that happens, and then it's the same for just about everybody. Okay. All right. So, any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on, anything you want to talk to me about? All right. So, one more thing before we go. I was telling you about the practices earlier. I was telling you to do your deep breathing, to do your journaling, to stop asking them all those questions, to do your gratitude practice. Okay. There's one more of those. And these are the practices. If you want a copy of the practices, put practices in the comments. I will send you the link for that. Yeah, just yeah, practices in the comments, and I will send you the link to get the practices, exactly what it is that we're doing when we're doing all those things, and exactly how to do them, why they work, why they are helpful, why they're the things that I tell every single client that I have who is trying to heal after infidelity to do them. Okay. But the last one is to do your affirmations. We have been battling the trauma this whole time, right? The deep breathing tells your body and your brain that you don't need to hyperventilate. You are actually safe. You are aware of your surroundings. Nothing bad is happening to you. When you do your journaling, it is taking those negative thoughts that keep wanting to repeat over and over again in your head and putting them down on paper so they shut the hell up. Being grateful. Again, we're fighting against those negative thoughts that automatically come with this trauma. When your brain has been hurt, it only thinks about things that hurt. So we can purposely choose to think about things we are grateful for and stop that pattern in its path. And then for not asking the questions, again, same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over again in your head. If you keep allowing your brain to keep asking that question over and over again, it will never stop. Okay? It will continuously try and think of something awful to think about on a regular basis. That extends into thinking awful things about yourself. That is why you need to do your affirmations. You need to take a little time every day to look yourself in the eye, and in your camera, in your phone, in your bathroom mirror, whatever it is, stand there and believe a good thing about yourself. Repeat it. Say it like you really mean it. Say it like it is the most true thing you have ever said in the whole entire world about yourself. And when you do this and you're doing it consistently, your brain has these little snippets of, I really love myself. I am giving myself grace. I am believing beautiful things about myself. I can be better than this pain is trying to let me be. That is what is happening when you are doing your affirmations. You are constantly reassessing in your brain who you actually are. Your brain will try and say that you are less than because this negative thing has happened to you. Because you were cheated on, somehow that makes you less than. You didn't do it. You did not cause this problem. So you shouldn't feel worse about yourself just because it happened to you. Bad things happen to good people on a regular basis. It does not mean that you're a bad person because this happened. So you got to keep reinforcing to your brain that you are a good person. You deserve good things in your life, not the terrible things that your brain will keep telling you. Okay? So I'm going to use affirmations, but again, if you need affirmations, put affirmation in the comments. I got a whole 60-day set of them specifically for healing after infidelity if you would like a copy. So put affirmation in the comments if you're interested in that. But this affirmation for today says, today I am in charge. Today I am in control of how I feel. Nobody can make me feel any other way than happy. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing if you believe that about yourself and you could carry that with you through the day? Today I am in charge. Today I am in control of how I feel. That's the first thing. You are in control of how you feel. This trauma is something that happened to you. You do not have to wait for anybody else to fix it for you. You are in charge of feeling better right now. And nobody can make me feel any other way than happy. Truth be told, nobody can make you feel happy. Nobody can make you feel anything. You have feelings you have autonomy over. You are not required to feel anything that somebody else wants you to feel. But if you choose to feel happy, if you make it a point that nobody else gets to determine your mood, and every day you wake up and you choose what you want to feel, you will be empowered. You will know for sure that you are stronger than you think you are, and you can get to a better place even without other people's participation. Okay? So you are in charge of how you feel. All right. So I want you to remember that. Take that with you for these next 2 weeks when I'm not going to be with you. Remember, I am in charge of how I feel. Make sure that you are remembering to do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. Stop asking all those questions and do your affirmations. When you are doing these things, you are on the healing path. Um, but more than anything, that one thing that will put you on the healing path faster than anything else is to not do what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. Whatever the fear and the pain say, and you will feel it. It's a squeeze in your chest. It's like, it's that I'm gonna get him type of feeling. You will know it's not the positive thing. All right. You will know. You'll be like, no, that's not a good feeling. That's a vindictive feeling. All right. You'll know it. You'll recognize it. But whatever the fear and the pain are encouraging you to do the exact opposite. If the fear and the pain are saying, check his location, put his phone down. Take it off of your phone. If that is what your trauma monster is screaming inside your head, shut him down by shutting off your access to that thing. To shutting off your access to figuring out exactly where he is, being able to figure out his location, shut that off. All right. I understand that it feels like you need that to trust, but that is not trusting. That is checking. That is the pain telling you a path, and that is a painful path. That is not a healing path. All right. If you want to do what the healing thing would be, is to let that phone go. Stop checking on his location. Stop worrying about where he is. If he is doing something wrong, you will know. All right. You have come to know it this time. You would know it if he was doing it again. And you get to still make the same decision you made this time. If he did the same stupid thing again, you get to make the decision about whether you stay or whether you go anyway. So it's still all in your hands, still all in your court. If he acts up, you can leave. If he is behaving in a way that is not conducive to you feeling like you should be able to trust him, you can still leave. All right. You are not being stopped in any way, shape, or form. But if you do the actions of healing, you will start to heal. Even if the two of you do not stay together, you will still start to heal. And that is better than just continuing to hurt for years. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know. Do all the things and don't do what the fear and the pain tell you to do. Hey, that's it right there. That's all of it. All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. If you are watching right now on the replay and you have some questions about what I said, you need to get some clarity, go ahead and put your questions in the comments and I'll answer them next time. Okay. All righty, y'all. That is about it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for the Healing Hour Live. I will not be back next week. I will be back on April the April the 9th. I'll be back for the next edition of the Healing Hour Live. I will be moving next week. All right. I'm busy next week, but the week after we will be back together. It'll be a different background. It'll be beautiful. Everything will be lovely. All right. All right. I love you and I'm so proud of you. You are putting aside pain in favor of love. And that is something we all need to try and do. We need to try and put aside pain and seek love as much as we possibly can. I think that we need more people like that in the world. And so I am glad that you are one of them. Okay. All right. That's it. Mwah. I love you. And I will see you again on the 9th of April, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.